Listen closely, because this is more than just dating advice, it's a strategic guide for self-preservation. The wrong partner can inflict a wound that goes far beyond a temporary heartbreak. We are talking about a catastrophic drain on your most vital resources, your time, which is irreplaceable, your inner peace, which is the foundation of a good life, your finances, the fuel for your ambitions, and your very soul, which can be left scarred and cynical for years. Modern dating isn't a simple game of attraction, it's a test of discernment. It's about survival. The unvarnished truth is that not every woman you encounter is meant to be loved, trusted, or invested in. Some are tests of your character, some are carefully laid traps for your resources, and some are emotional time bombs, waiting to detonate the life you've built. Ignore the warning signs, and you will pay a steep price, one measured in years of regret and recovery. But learn to see with clarity, to judge character with unflinching honesty, and you will save yourself from a world of pain. That is the purpose of this discussion, to reveal the 10 archetypes of women you must avoid at all costs. If you recognize even a single one of these patterns, do not rationalize, do not negotiate, do not play the hero. Your only job is to disengage and walk away. Let me be unequivocally clear, this is not an indictment of women. It is a protective blueprint for men, designed to expose dangerous relational patterns that can derail a life. Love is a powerful force, but love without wisdom is a form of self-sabotage. You, as a man, must approach relationships with a foundation of principle and rational judgment, not just fleeting emotions. The Stoic philosophers taught us that your inner peace, your core purpose, and your self-respect are non-negotiable. They are the pillars of your existence. If a woman consistently threatens or undermines these pillars, she is not a partner, she is a liability. With that foundation laid, let's break down the 10 types of women you should never date. 1. The drama queen, the architect of chaos. She doesn't just experience chaos, she cultivates it. A calm, stable environment feels like a vacuum to her, one she is compelled to fill with turbulence. She will manufacture crises from minor misunderstandings, amplify small issues into full-blown catastrophes, and take you on relentless emotional roller coasters where one day you are her soulmate and the next you are her greatest enemy. The arguments are circular, draining, and often end with you being blamed for not adequately navigating her emotional storms. The deeper danger, the drama queen conditions you to live in a state of perpetual hypervigilance. You find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, your nervous system frayed as you anticipate the next outburst. This state erodes your ability to focus, depletes your masculine energy, and traps you in a reactive survival mode. The Stoic lesson is paramount here, your inner calm is your sovereign territory. Never cede control of your peace to someone who thrives on tempests. The man who surrenders his serenity to a drama queen has already lost sight of his purpose. Protect your energy, it is your most precious asset. 2. The gold digger, the merchant of false affection. This woman's interest is not in you, but in your utility. She sees a man not as a partner, but as a provider. Initially, she will be disarmingly sweet, flattering your success and appreciating your generosity. But observe closely, does her affection seem directly proportional to your spending? Does her interest wane when the gifts stop? This is not love, it is a commercial transaction disguised as romance. Her demands will escalate from getting help with a bill to an expectation of full financial support, all while she contributes little of substance. The more you provide, the more entitled she becomes, framing your generosity as your duty. The Stoics warned fiercely against over-attachment to external things like wealth and status. A gold digger weaponizes this attachment, turning your own resources into a trap. Remember this, a woman who is with you for your money will abandon you the moment she finds a more lucrative source. Invest your resources in your own growth, your empire, and your legacy, not in someone who views you as a human ATM. 3. The eternal victim, the prisoner of perpetual blame. In her world, she is always the blameless casualty of other people's malice or life's inherent unfairness. Her exes were all narcissists, her friends betrayed her, her boss is out to get her, and her family, never understood. Your initial instinct may be one of sympathy and a desire to protect. However, you will soon discover a complete absence of personal accountability. The victim mindset is a toxic poison to any relationship. Why? Because when conflict arises between you, she will not engage in self-reflection. Instead, you will be cast as the latest villain in her never-ending tragic story. As Seneca observed, a man is as miserable as he thinks he is. A woman trapped in a victim narrative will pull you into her world of perceived persecution. You will be met with excuses, not accountability, blame, not solutions. You cannot rescue someone who refuses to take ownership of their life. She does not need a savior, she needs professional guidance. 4. The party girl, the fugitive from reality. She is the life of the party, fun, spontaneous, and seemingly free-spirited. But beneath the surface lies an addiction to external validation and fleeting excitement. Her life is a relentless pursuit of the next thrill, bars, clubs, late-night parties, and a social media feed filled with attention-seeking posts. She is constantly surrounded by a roster of male friends. While the initial excitement can be seductive, the reality is that she is a consumer, not a builder. Her loyalty is not to you, but to the nightlife, the adrenaline, and the dopamine hit of constant male attention. Marcus Aurelius implored us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. B1. The same standard applies. A woman of substance is building her future, not numbing herself with escapism. The party girl is not ready for the responsibilities and stability of a committed relationship. If you are a man on a mission, she is a dangerous distraction. 5. The narcissist, the empress of emptiness. At first, she is captivating, showering you with a focused charm that makes you feel chosen. But this is a strategic performance. Her entire universe orbits around her own needs, appearance, goals, and feelings. She craves a constant stream of admiration and validation. The moment you fail to feed her ego, the moment you have a need of your own, you will be met with coldness, manipulative guilt-tripping, or outright cruelty. Being with a narcissist is an erasure of self. You become invisible, existing only as a source of supply for her bottomless ego. You pour your energy into her, and she drains it without reciprocation. Stoicism prizes humility and a balanced view of the self. A narcissistic woman possesses neither. She is a slave to her own vanity and image. If you stay, you resign yourself to being a supporting actor in the drama of her life. Protect your identity. You are not a prop for someone else's ego. 6. The controller, the warden of love. She disguises surveillance as concern and domination as care. She needs to know your every move, monitor your communications, and approve of your friendships. She will critique your choices, from your career path to your hobbies, slowly tightening her grip on your autonomy. In the beginning, this may feel like she is deeply invested in you. Do not be deceived. Control is born from fear and insecurity, not love. The moment you relinquish your independence, you become a prisoner in the relationship. Epictetus stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." If a woman controls your actions, you are not her partner, you are her subject. A healthy relationship is a partnership of two free individuals, built on a foundation of trust, not suspicion and control. Walk away before your spirit is suffocated. 7. The perpetual flirt, the collector of validation. She operates under the guise of being just a friendly person, but her friendliness consistently crosses the line of appropriateness for someone in a relationship. She thrives on the attention of other men, needing to feel desired by multiple sources to validate her self-worth. This manifests in provocative social media posts, harmless, but constant messaging with other men, and testing your boundaries to see what she can get away with. This woman cannot truly commit, because her emotional sustenance comes from keeping her options open and maintaining a roster of admirers. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions of others. However, we have absolute control over what we tolerate. By allowing a flirt to disrespect the boundaries of your relationship, you communicate that your standards are negotiable. And where there are no boundaries, there can be no respect. 8. The negative Nancy, the architect of gloom. For her, the glass isn't just half empty, it's cracked, contaminated, and probably someone else's fault. She is a vortex of pessimism, finding fault in the weather, her job, strangers, and life itself. She enters a room and the very energy is drained from it. Negativity is psychologically contagious. Prolonged exposure to her cynical worldview will inevitably stain your own perspective. Your ambitions will be met with skepticism, your ideas with dismissal, and your optimism will be slowly crushed under the weight of her despair. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. To tie your life to a negative woman is to risk your spirit being colored a permanent gray. A man destined for greatness must guard his mindset ferociously, for it is the soil in which his destiny grows. 9. The cheater, the betrayer of trust. The signs are there: secrecy with her phone, a history of infidelity, a pattern of blurring lines with other men. She may minimize her past actions as mistakes or just flirting, but this is a fundamental misdiagnosis. Cheating is not a momentary lapse, it is a character flaw, a testament to a lack of integrity, self-control, and respect. If she has been disloyal to others in the past, she possesses the capacity to be disloyal to you. A woman who seeks validation outside her relationship is a walking liability. Stoicism demands that we see reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. The cheater shows you her true character through her actions, believe her. A man who stays with a known cheater is choosing the illusion of companionship over his own dignity. Do not try to reform her. Replace her. 10. The purpose killer, the subtle saboteur of your legacy. This is the most dangerous woman of all precisely because she is so difficult to identify. She does not arrive with the screaming drama of the drama queen or the blatant greed of the gold digger. She often comes disguised as a good woman. She may be affectionate, charming, and seemingly supportive. But her impact is not measured in temporary emotional distress or financial loss, it is measured in the slow, quiet assassination of your potential. She doesn't break your heart, she breaks your future. Her methods are a masterclass in subtle sabotage. The weapon of realism, when you speak of your ambitions, starting a business, writing a book, mastering a skill, she doesn't cheer you on. Instead, she offers a dose of pragmatism, that is really pessimism in disguise. Are you sure that's a good idea? It's so risky. Maybe you should just be happy with what you have. Lots of people try that and fail. She frames her doubt as concern, planting seeds of insecurity that can paralyze you. The tyranny of trivial demands, your purpose requires deep work and uninterrupted focus. She ensures this is impossible. Her needs become constant, low-grade emergencies that always seem to coincide with your most productive hours. A sudden craving that requires you to drop everything and drive across town, a crisis with a friend that demands your immediate emotional labor, or a chore that can't wait and must be done right now. She creates a world of manufactured urgency where her trivialities must always supersede your priorities. The emotional black hole, she consumes the mental and emotional bandwidth you need for your mission. You enter your workspace, but your mind is still occupied with the unresolved argument from the morning, the silent treatment you're receiving, or the anxiety of her impending dissatisfaction. She creates a low-grade static of drama that makes deep, focused work, the kind that builds empires, impossible. Your cognitive resources, which should be dedicated to solving complex problems, are exhausted by managing her moods. The framing of selfishness, this is her most potent defense mechanism. When you finally assert a boundary to protect your time and energy, I can't talk right now, I'm in the middle of a project, she recoils in manufactured hurt. So your work is more important than me? I guess I just don't matter to you. She reframes your discipline as neglect and your ambition as a personal rejection. She forces you into a false choice, either tend to her incessant needs or be branded a bad partner. The catastrophic cost, the death of a man's mission. The danger of the purpose killer is existential. A man's purpose is not a hobby, it is the central organizing principle of his life. It is the source of his confidence, his contribution to the world, and his core identity. Epictetus commanded, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The purpose killer attacks this process at its very root. She doesn't just waste your time, she annihilates the man you are meant to become. The project you never launch could have been a multi-million-dollar enterprise. The skill you never master could have opened doors to a life of freedom and impact. The book you never write could have changed countless lives. The slow erosion of your drive is the quiet death of your legacy. You look in the mirror 5 years later and see a softer, more compliant, and diminished version of yourself, a man who traded his dreams for the temporary peace of appeasement. The Stoic defense, guarding your sovereign territory. Your purpose is your sovereign territory. It is the hill you must be willing to die on, because without it, you are just occupying space. Recognize that a true partner is a force multiplier. A real ally doesn't compete with your purpose, she complements it. She protects your focus, champions your ambitions, and provides a sanctuary of peace that allows you to recharge and return to the fray stronger. She is the calm harbor, not the storm that keeps you in port. Establish non-negotiable boundaries. Your mission requires sacred, untouchable time. This is not up for discussion or negotiation. Defend these blocks of time with the ferocity of a soldier guarding a fortress. Her reaction to these boundaries is your clearest diagnostic tool. Respect signifies a potential partner, resistance reveals a purpose killer. Refuse the false choice. Do not accept the premise that you must choose between your ambition and her affection. A woman who truly loves you will love the whole of you, including the driven, ambitious man on a mission. If she demands you sacrifice your core for her comfort, she does not love the real you, she loves the idea of a man she can control. The purpose killer is the ultimate test of a man's commitment to himself. She is the final obstacle on the path to greatness. To succumb to her is to choose a comfortable mediocrity over a meaningful struggle. Protect your purpose with your life, for it is your life. Everything else, every relationship, every possession, every comfort, is secondary. As the Stoics knew, a man who loses his purpose is a ship adrift, forever at the mercy of the winds and waves, destined for ruin. Do not let anyone, no matter how sweet her words, steer you onto the rocks.